boy's mine now. We are more than just good friends. This is how the story ends. Too bad that you couldn't see the man that boy could. Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I am coming at you today with a VeVe, OMI, Definity, DEVVE, daCAT, DMC, Shiro update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. We have quite a bit to go over today. We have, what was it? Gary Vaynerchuk had commented before. I was just on a Spaces from Space Penguins. Let me go in and give some of my folks a little bit of a share here. I'm going to tell some of my Shiro and daCAT friendos, and I'll tell them to raid. Tell them about the best kitty coin out there. And I've been hearing a lot about cat season, and I've been getting tagged in it because I guess that's a crypto, and I'll take a look at that later. Anyway, what do we have here? VeVe teases new Dinosaurs. Yeah, they have a summer movie block coming out. We have a bit to go over today because I have the OMI Homie show tomorrow, so I have to do yesterday's news and today's news, and then we'll get to the rest. Oh, my friends. What did we leave off with? Chassis yesterday, and we left off with VeVe one. Yep, Yatsu. Okay. China squeezes Taiwan with new flight. I remember that. Friend. DeLorean Labs. We'll start off with DMC. From 1 to 88 miles per hour. We are crushing 8 miles per hour on the back roads. They have a lap 2 that is available to them today. So going to DeLorean Labs, they have they mentioned a couple of things. Actually, quite a number of things since I was live yesterday. One, they have Gate Live. Gate Live Streamers Wanted. It has almost 56,000 followers over on X. I should probably give them a call if they want Streamers Wanted. They had said Gate AMA, DeLorean Labs, total rewards $100 in DMC for 10 winners. Follow Gate Live and DeLorean Labs, like, retweet, comment with proof of screenshot. That was over on a Spaces that happened. I guess that happened. Well, the space is no longer available. Oh shoot! It is. I accidentally fudge. I'm sorry, guys. Double fudge. Okay. Sorry, there's a couple of people messaging me at the same time, and I will get to them later. All right. So aside from that, they had a MEXC listing, or it wasn't even a listing. MEXC listings, which has 339 followers over on X, says MEXC X Space AMA. Topic was MEXC and DeLorean Labs. Tokenized mobility starts here. Guest was Evan Kun from DeLorean Labs. That reminder's on July 8th. So that is tomorrow at 5 a.m. UTC. I think UTC is 4 hours ahead. So I think we're 4 hours back. Is that 1 a.m.? Is that 1 in the morning? Either way, that's pretty wild. And then they had recently Lap 2 is live, saying the Phantom Menace, 12 million DMC is on the line in collaboration with Phantom. You completed Lap 1 with 40 plus points. You're cleared for takeoff for Lap 2. Now's your chance to climb the leaderboard and bring home even bigger rewards. Phantom Quest is now live to receive 40 additional points to get ahead of the competition before Lap 3 begins. Remember, don't redeem your voucher points if you want to stay in the race. Once you claim DMC, you're out for good. Earn points, race smart, stay in. Another part of their tweet saying how to connect Phantom Wallet to GALXE, I think it's called Galaxy, and complete the task. Download Phantom Wallet, install Phantom for your browser or mobile device, open Galaxy Wallet settings, add new wallet, scroll to the EVM section, I guess that's electric vehicle motors section, and click on the plus icon. This will open a wallet selector. You connect your Phantom Wallet, select Phantom EVM from your list, approve the connection in your Phantom Wallet. Once done, your Phantom Wallet will be linked to Galaxy. Step 5, complete the task, return to Lap 2 campaign task page, and click the Phantom task, then hit the refresh button. It should now show as complete. And then Step 6 is claim your points. Once the task is marked complete, make sure to claim your points from the campaign page. If you're having issues, try a different browser. That usually fixes the problem. If you need additional support, have a dedicated channel in Discord to answer any race questions. As of last week, they had 50,000 followers on their Discord. That 50K, I don't even know what it is now. It's probably quite a. I wonder if I can. Let's see what they have now. It is oh, bro, they have 69,000 members. Everyone comment nice down below for 69. That is pretty cool that they have that many. And then Board Toilet Club today says, future be sailing in at 88 miles per hour. DeLorean Labs time capsule holders, you're officially whitelisted for the Board Toilet Club mint July 12th. DeLorean Labs says, building the future is very real. While Sui says, Sui is real, isn't it? I don't know if that's a reference to us being in a simulation, but DeLorean Labs goes and reposting saying the future is very real, obviously. And DeLorean Labs has reached 200,000 followers over on their X. They have done an incredible job marketing. They've done an incredible job with getting KOLs and everything. And I know some people are a little upset at the price right now, down about 14% on the day, 35% on the week, 65% over all time. But I have to tell you, this is, and I think part of it might have been on Binance, but this happens a lot with launches when people buy the pre-seed and there's a bunch of KOLs, and then eventually that selling stops and it goes crazy. I think it'll do bananas in the future. I haven't gotten any more yet. I'll wait a couple weeks, see if I get other things, and then I'll let you know if I increase the position, have it stay the same. I will keep y'all posted. So that was DeLorean, and shout out to them for sponsoring the channel. They're pretty great. Let's do, after DeLorean, let's take a look at, let's do Shiro real quick because I love the Shiro. So in case y'all missed it yesterday, they had a space where they had said they are actually now on Solana. So there's actually a buddy of mine that has a really, really large amount of Shiro. And if he really wanted, he can create a new liquidity pool over on Shiro. He could create a new liquidity pool on there on Solana. I don't think he has yet, but anyone can do that, which is pretty fun if they have a large enough amount of the supply. Let's see where we're at here. Not really up or down. It's down like 0.7% on the day, so it's pretty flat. 925,000 in volume, $4.1 million market cap. This is not the lowest they've been. They've been quite low before at like 804. We're at like 8052. I would say for this one, and they do burns and stuff all the time. And I know people call burning gimmicky, and I guess it can be if that's like, if you just have so much of the supply that's never entered the supply and you're burning it. Is it really anything? But I think why it matters for them is because they buy it and they don't just have like a bunch of supply and just burning that. They're doing buybacks. They're doing that fairly actively. So it does create a bit of buy pressure over on the token, which is really cool. And they have a good amount of devs. They have a good amount of people working for them. And I guess I'll get to Gary Vee in a second here. But basically, again, I've said before, as long as you have money that will make you last until the alt season is here, then you'll be good. When is that going to happen? I don't know. I think in Q3 you have the Bitcoin going to crazy all-time highs. That is this quarter right now. Q4 is probably Ethereum, and then after that, then I think alt season hopefully alt season's in Q3. But let's face it, I don't think that's happening. July, August, September. I would say that's more. I would say end of Q4, and then probably a bit of Q1, and then how long does that last? I don't know. I mean, this has been the craziest bull market we've ever had. Waiting patiently for alt season when we get a little bit of momentum and Trump slams more tariffs down. Trump and Elon are fighting. It's like they know what they're doing, right? Like they have to know. Like this isn't just by an accident where as soon as crypto is picking up momentum, boom, crazy news happens. This is a crazy game that they're playing, but they do it well. They make a lot of money. Shout out to Miss Gecko for reposting the stream. Let me give her some hearts over here because I love her. Miss Gecko's pretty awesome. Let me see who else had shouted out the stream. There is Grumpy saying, Shiro signing into Randy's stream now. Meow. Love Grumpy. Grumpy is bae. We are dating in my head. And Enzo Miguel saying, Shiro, best cat coin on crypto market. And I'll give him a yas. Shout out to you, Enzo Miguel. All right, where are we at here? We got Kuma saying, what up? You're first. You are first. And actually, before I get into anything else, I am going to go to x.com, but it is from, I think, when am I in January here? Turtle Golf saying, massive charity success, incredible results. $4,200 raised for First Responders Children's Foundation, Disney's partner statue, which was donated by Dr. Profit and successfully auctioned. There were 442,000 OMI tokens that were burned supporting the ecosystem. Stacker platform showcased special recognition. Huge congratulations to Kuma for the winning bid and the generous donation. Special thanks to Dr. Profit for donating the Disney partner statue. Thank you to Chavez Cat and VeVe Magic for organizing the main event. Kuma, we heart you so much. Cat216 saying, morning all. Morning, kitty cat. I've known a couple of cats in my day, and they've all been pretty awesome. They've all been pretty cool. Booth saying, hey, Dashy, what up, Booth? How's it going, fam? Yeah, hope you're doing well. We should do a giveaway today. Well, let's do a VeVe giveaway. We'll do that a little bit later. Zafar out the cat saying, oh, you reposted the stream. My man saying, woohoo, Randy, the cat in the house. Gotta love it. Let's do some daCAT, right? Yeah, we should. Learn more about daCAT at daCATlinktree.com. Now, let's see where they're at today. And then I had a crazy day. So I had a meeting at 11:30. I had the live at 12. After the live at 12, I had another meeting. The live went from, we had Solnick Coin on. Solnick was a really good episode. That the first couple minutes are a little hecky because the StreamYard had an update, and then the guy's VPN ended right there, so we had to pay that real quick for another month or year or whatever it has. After the first couple minutes, then we get into it. Solnick has some really awesome stuff. I don't have any of their token. They have a good. This dude has been investing for a while. He's made a pretty decent amount of money, and he has a bit of the supply of Solnick, and they're just anytime and there's no limit on the staking for it. So if you go on there and you buy, again, you can buy as much as you want, you'll be able to stake it. And I was like, well, what happens if there's more stakers than there are rewards there? It's like, well, we'll just buy the token and then we'll give it to them. Like, what? So this, I feel like they might have to cool that soon, because if everybody stakes, how do you have the rewards for it? We'll dump it opening tomorrow. News tariff. Yeah, so there's tariffs as well, and we'll go over the tariffs. There's a lot. daCAT is down about 1.1% on the day, $258 in volume. That's not very much. $1 million market cap. One of the meetings I had today was some hedge fund manager, and hedges are like a dime a dozen, right? But this one focused on Web 2 businesses that are about to be on blockchain. I was like, well, how about, and I mentioned this one, I'm not going to mention the name of the company, but I mentioned this one company where it's like, well, they have a deal with Shopify, and they have this deal where they'll be your own personal shopper. It's an AI agent. And she's like, yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what we're looking like first, second stage investing. And I was like, okay. So I mentioned, let me tell you about daCAT. And let me tell you about all the stuff that they're going to be doing. I don't know if there's an anime on the blockchain. Oh, I think Azuki, I think their NFT thing, they helped fund an anime. So we definitely wouldn't be the first. I think that would go to Azuki. But I was like, we have a bunch of comics that are going to be on VeVe. So the comics, we're going to do a bit of a mixture between physical and digital. And I feel like we'll sell out 2,000 comics over on the VeVe app, but there's a bunch of people that really want a physical as well. And when I say a bunch, I don't mean 6,000. I mean a good 30 people and we'll get them something special. We'll get them something like a 1 of 50 or 1 of whatever. And it'll pay for the comics, for the physical side. And then it'll help do the artwork for the next, for the second, the third, however many comics. daCAT will get on a institutional balance sheet before the end of the year. I don't know how much. I assume a couple thousand worth. So they'll have that, and they'll get I've had offers to sell daCAT, and they wanted like the whole freaking thing. One wanted half, one wanted the entire thing. Both of them at a 6-figure market cap. If before the end of the year, VeVe does not buy part of it, because I want VeVe to have access to these characters, but at the end of the day, I think we're doing enough already where we're going to get a couple thousand users onto VeVe through the curator program, that not just the curator program, but what I'm doing specifically with daCAT. And if they don't, then if they're like, hey, you know what, we'll pass, then daCAT will be owned by one of these institutions that I'm doing business with, and that's going to be awesome. I feel like Walt and Jesse in like season 3, where they're like, oh yeah, we got this hella big lab now, we got millions of dollars backing us. It'll be really cool. And again, I'd rather it be VeVe, because I'd rather them get the benefits from that, because that's going to be good for the OMI token and the daCAT token. Whereas if I just get any random VC, it's like, okay, that's good for daCAT, but it doesn't really help VeVe or OMI. Anyway, let's continue on after daCAT. Oh, I also shilled in 2 spaces today. One was Nobu Space, where I didn't really talk about daCAT. I guess I did a little bit. And then one was Space Penguins. They have a space every Monday, 5-minute shills, but they give me extra time because I wrote their comic, and it's really freaking good. Also, speaking of comic, Solana Wolfpack, bro, that looks so freaking cool. I repeat, so Solana Wolfpack, which I wrote, that looks, Wolf Boy, the Bloodline Awakens. This looks so hecking awesome. And I'm not gonna lie, the story is really cool. It's a little sad. It'll like rip your heart out, but it's really good. And then at the end, you're just like, what just happened? What just happened? And then at the end, you're just like, oh, okay, this is how they get brought into the daCAT universe. And I can't wait for people to come in and read it. It's gonna be great. Anywho, they don't sponsor the channel. I just wrote their comic. Enough about daCAT. We did DMC, we did Shiro. Let's do DEVVE real quick. I think they were, last I saw, they were just under 50 cents. They're 49 cents, down about 0.17% on the day, so it's not really a lot. Looking like, yeah, it hasn't been great the last couple of weeks. Obviously, we're not where we were a few weeks ago, where we were down on the at like 34 cents. If we get down there again, I'll get a little bit more. What is this? The cat's out of the bag. Claws. This one account called the Gato has been so freaking cool as far as going in and making a whole bunch of artwork. Say daCAT's out of the bag, claws out, Lambo, girls blazing, Rolex is purring, royalty roaring. Are you still waiting? Go in and get yourself a bunch of super fans, and they'll do anything for you. Anyway, let's do where was I here? I forget where I was going. All right, DEVVE over on the CoinGecko, where we get a little bit more of a complete picture as opposed to Gecko Terminal. They are at 351,000 in volume, so very, very, very light in volume, and I think that's why they've been down for the last week or so. I will say, where is it? I think Thursday we get that roadmap update. I was not expecting it today or tomorrow. Probably not even Wednesday. I'd say Thursday or Friday. We get that. And again, I've been really busy today, so I haven't been able to go in and take a look at a bunch of stuff. But tomorrow I have the OMI Homie show, and then I only have 2. All right, the afternoon will be busy, but the morning should be pretty easy. I should be able to go in and screenshot a bunch of stuff and get a bunch of new things. Let me look at the DEVVE Telegram. I don't think there was anything. Don't deny. I don't think there's anything wild on the DEVVE Telegram the last couple of days. There was not. Like I said, if it goes back down to 35 cents, I'll get more. Will it? I don't know. It depends what happens with the roadmap. People could sell the news, or they could be like, hey, this is really awesome. That's really just going to be for the community, though. The roadmap, I don't think, is going to bring other people in. I think the roadmap is just something that will make some of the community a little more at ease. Okay, these things still are happening. This is going really well then. Not everybody watches the roundups that happen each week. So Crypto Week next week for the White House thing. Through the week, lawmakers will deliberate on 3 significant bills. One is the Clarity Act, which aims to define regulatory responsibilities between the SEC and the CFTC. I would much rather have the CFTC go and get that power, providing clearer guidelines for digital asset oversight. The Anti-CBDC Surveillance State Act is regulation seeks to prevent the establishment of a U.S. central bank, digital currency, addressing concerns over potential government surveillance. God knows they have a ton of that. And then the Genius Act focuses on regulating stablecoins, ensuring they are backed by high-quality reserves and mitigating risks to financial stability. That all makes sense. And then, like I said, nothing really from the DEVVE telegram since then. Let's do Definity. I don't think they had a good day either. I mean, like I said, the business is killing it. Definity is down 3.5% to 3 cents. 2,500 in volume, 5.1 fully diluted, $4.6 million market cap, non-fully diluted. Either way, crazy undervalued. I had mentioned both DEVVE and Definity to the hedge fund manager today. We'll have a follow-up meeting on that in the next couple of weeks. They already knew about VeVe. I don't have my VeVe hat on. Huh. I had my sleeping hat on. They already knew about VeVe. I was like, oh, cool. I was like, do you have an account? They're like, not yet. I was like, well, what are you waiting for? I think I think they're in the middle of fundraising, so they just haven't had the right time yet. Let me charge my tablet over here. But and again, even if they wanted to buy part of VeVe, I'd obviously let David know. But I would also, and this is probably like the wrong thing to do. A lot of times when you present someone with info, you really just want to present them with the info. Like David's smart enough to know, like, oh, okay, thank you for the info and not giving your opinion. I'll make my own opinion. And I probably don't even have to say it, but if I wanted VeVe to raise money, and they could do it from anywhere, I would much rather them raise money from like a Tesla, and Apple, Microsoft, etc., where they could maybe use some of those those people's resources, as opposed to, yeah, it's a hedge fund. They have a lot of high net worth individuals, and that's it. And they're not really, I don't want to say world class, but a lot of hedges, like they have good enough stuff and clients, but for someone like VeVe, you really want, like you would want to be able to use some of like Apple's team or Microsoft's team or Amazon's team to help the app, to help whatever. So it's not about, and again, this might be a moot point because I don't know if VeVe necessarily needs to raise money. They probably don't. Speaking of VeVe, I guess they'll be the next ones we'll do after Definity. Actually, yeah, the Definity is not much to go over today. VeVe has 3, count them, 3 marshmallows. Sorry, that's a SpongeBob reference. They had the events coordinator out there for a while. I feel like they could hire VeVe Magic for less than like she would probably do it for cheaper than anyone else. I don't know why they don't just hire her. Social media manager. I don't know who's in charge of their socials now. They do a pretty good job. Hey, whenever something's announced, they get it out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. I think whoever's in charge of it right now has done a pretty good job. And maybe that's the thing, though, but maybe there was one person that was doing one job, and then the social media manager thing, like they just gave it to him, and maybe they just need to hire someone else because is it a full-time job? I don't know. But comms and community, yeah, full-time. And then a senior analytics engineer that is data, that is full-time. So all these jobs are remote, so you don't have to be in any one country. But yeah, curious about that. Let's see how OMI's doing on the day. And if DeLorean gets to like, what's the market cap right now? 16. If DeLorean gets to under a $10 million market cap, I will grab a lot more. Right now they're at a $16 million market cap. If they get under 10, I'm going to scoop the heck out of them, out of DeLorean. Anyway, let's go to OMI over here. They are up about 1.5% on the day, but even though they're up, they are riding dangerously close to their local low at about 0.0018. It's 0.001835 now, but 0.0018 is what they've been around for the last few days. And like I said, they were this low. When was this? In like June, bounced up from there. But outside of the last month, they haven't really been this low in like 4 years. So could we get cut in half? Could we go down to quad 09? I mean, it's a $56 million market cap. So yeah, technically they could. And that would be, if they go down to, they get cut in half, I am selling a bunch of everything and I'll get $1 billion. How easy would that be? If it was $90 for $1 million, 900 for 10, 9,000 for 100. Yeah. I could get $1 billion pretty easily. That's if it does that though. Likely. I mean, I don't know what happens if it goes below that 0.0018. I think it touched like 0.00 like 178 or 179, and a wicked bounce from there. But if it does go below that, you're not necessarily in price discovery because it's been quad 0 like 3 before. So, but I don't know. Can it go down 0.0015? Yeah. I'd say I wouldn't expect that right away. It'd probably go to 175, hang there for a month or two, 165, hang there for a month, and I mean it could do this throughout all of Q3 and even Q4. Or if this trend continues, yeah, by the end of the year, if the NFT bull market has not risen by that point, you could see it trending down to that 0.001 mark, and by that time, oh my gosh, excuse me, by that time, either DEVVE or Definity or DMC or daCAT or Shiro or Crappy Bird or Ladies, any of the things that I have is going to go crazy. And then I'll take 2 billion. Anyway, this is not to say that there isn't hope that it comes sooner. Could digital collectibles be one of the first things that comes up? I think it's very possible. I will reference. How do you see your bookmarks? I feel like I've bookmarked a couple of things, but I have not. Okay, whatever. Guess it's too late now. I did retweet it though. It was Gary Vaynerchuk that had said, "Who's getting their first VeeFriends NFT in the month of July?" He had said this 2 days ago, and you have some guy named Lejdi Prifty. I don't know how important this guy. Anyway, Lejdi Prifty, senior software engineer, builder software that resolves real world problems, from Albania. He says, "Bro, are NFTs even still alive?" And Gary Vaynerchuk says, "Like, I don't think people realize this. It's a marathon, not a sprint." I repeat, Gary Vaynerchuk, one of the most intense, successful serial entrepreneurs in the world, has said, I don't think that people realize that it's a marathon and it's not a sprint." And he talks to ChatGPT, say, "Hey, how many sales in US dollars were made this last week selling collectible NFTs?" So ChatGPT had said last week, which is the most recent 7-day period, all NFT collections recorded a total sale volume of 139.65 million, which was up roughly 17% from the previous week. If you're specifically interested in collectible NFTs, daily sales hovered around 16.7 million, according to CryptoSlam's data. though that number does represent a 24-hour snapshot, not a full week. Summary is all NFT categories, over 139 million in total sales last week. Collectibles, 24 hours, 16.7 in daily sales. So let me do one thing here. 7. Yeah, okay, that worked out pretty well. It is clear to me that obviously what Raoul Paul is saying is art is the upstream of wealth. Money is clearly going into NFTs. You have interest rates that are compressing regardless of what the fucking liar and political bias Jerome Powell says, like, oh, yeah, talking about not reasons to not lower interest rates, which there are no good reasons. The only good reason is that he doesn't want to be, he just doesn't want to, and it's not a good reason, it's his. He just doesn't want to give Trump credit for anything. Anyway, interest rates are already starting to compress. Once those interest rates are lowered and his back is against the wall, like he's got to do it at some point. He's, as of right now, probably, Ben Bernanke was probably worse. Janet Yellen was probably, all right. Usually the chairman of the Federal Reserve is generally, they're generally not good at their jobs. It's like the curse of the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. They're never good. But regardless of that, at some point interest rates will go down, and you're just, again, the entire money supply, the M2 money supply, is just going absolute gangbusters right now, and that has to find a place to go. It's like science. Okay, temperature goes from where it's hot to where it's not. Money goes from where you're not making any to, like, what is the best way to make money? You probably have a bunch of people that are, heck, even T-bills right now. Not a horrible way to go. Well, short term, not a horrible way to go. As interest rates go down, you have hedges, you have stocks. What could be Mag 7, although Tesla did not do well today at all. I think it did the worst in the S&P 500 just because he created the new American Party. And then Trump did some tariffs and stuff today as well, new tariffs, which people aren't happy with. But all this to say that NFTs are going to have probably hundreds of billion, probably $100 billion go into it. And VeVe, which is, again, IP is king. Yatsu said in an interview the other day that IP is king when it comes to NFTs and digital collectibles. VeVe is probably in one of the best positions to have a 100x on their token, and even on their business, which I don't know. I'm going to say low 9 figures. I'm going to say 100 something million is probably what they're worth. And again, can raise money at any time they want. The token, which is, even if they're at 100 million and the token's half that right now, that token's going to go absolute gangbusters at some point, just between the digital collectibles narrative, the AI narrative, the metaverse narrative, you name it, they're going to hit it. Anyway, I feel like I've talked too long about this. Let's do, that's OMI. Do we do anything else? DEVVE, Definity, DMC. Okay, yeah, no, we're done. Okay. Let's go to the rest of the news. But first, daCAT, Jay the Cool Cat says, let's freaking go. Shiro Army is here. Cardinal Goat says, good evening, Chavez Cat. More dinos for the win. Oh, yes. I guess I should be going over about the Dinosaurs. Let's talk about VeVe's most recent tweet here. It's not their most recent, but it's one of them. Summer 2025 is shaping up to be a big movie season with some of our top licensors. Which summer 2025 movie are you most excited for? Share your favorite collectible or comics from these franchises. Is it Fantastic Four, First Steps? Is it Superman, Jurassic World Rebirth, or other? Sharing comments. I think most people are talking about Superman. I don't think anyone else is talking about anything. Yeah, most people are talking about Superman. There's a couple people talking about Fantastic Four, which is dope. Demon Slayer, but is that in normal movie theaters? I don't know. Finally, one person talking about dinos. There was somebody that tagged me on Facebook when they talked about the Penny Black announcement that they had, where they said, or Penny Red reimagined. Stanley Gibbons' Oscar Young breaks down why the iconic 1841 stamp still matters now as a 3D digital collectible on VeVe. Quick dive into postal history. Okay. Someone like me, I was never really into stamps, despite it being one of the oldest collecting hobbies in the world. when the penny black came out, I wasn't really that excited. Even when they said like, yeah, it's going to be like the first like 50 or however many people got an actual penny black stamp or whatever it was, I was like, all right, that's cool. And then everyone, like, that's one of the only ones in recent years like sell out super quickly. Not only did they sell out, but the people that had got in like the tertiary market, not even on VeVe, but like selling their physical stuff, was wild. I was like, okay, all right, this is clearly what people want. And I suspect that this will do maybe not just as well as Penny Black because that sold out in seconds. This is the second one, the Penny Red. I expected to do similarly though. Thank you, Hero, for reposting the VeVe stream. Hero's the best. I think I'm supposed to call him tomorrow. I'm supposed to call him tomorrow. The Penny Red, I don't know what it's going to. Again, it doesn't sound really that sexy, but the big collectors loved it, and again, it made VeVe a lot of money. So, whatever they want to go in and do, I support them. Penny Black, Penny Red, Penny Purple, whatever they want to do. Like I said, I'm in full support. Echo 712 says, let's get the likes up. Let's get that bread. VeVe Zombie says, yo, what up, Zombie? It says, just bought 30 more alluvium, trying to get another 100 alluvium before the bull market starts up. Very nice, very nice. You should cover alluvium on your channel. So I have alluvium, but I think I started getting it at like $60 and then $40 and then $25. So alluvium is, again, they're still 5 million in volume, so they're still getting it. But and I get they were absolutely ravaged by the bear market. They had, let's go to their max. They're at like $1,900 and now they're at $10. This has been one of the craziest just falls from the all-time highs, which were December 21 when they were at like 1900, and they might have wicked up higher to now. So when I was getting at like $60, $40, I was like, all right, yeah, it's pretty good. And 25, and then it's like, bro. So I'm a little salty at them. And again, it's not their fault. Like they're still making the content. They're still a nice AAA rated game. It's just my God, that is, oof. Yeah. And again, you either believe in it or you don't. And again, I have some. I got them. Give me $1 million, and I would get some down here. I would use a portion of that to go get some, because even if it doesn't go to all time high, even if it just goes to 100x, like $1,000, even if it goes to like half their original all time high, that's still 100x from here. So, like I said, I think they'll do pretty well. Even if they only got to half, which 100x from here, what's their market cap? Oh, actually, that would be like $10 billion. It's fine. That's fine. Revenue generating, right? That's what we're looking at. Grumpy saying, hello, what up, Grumpy? How's it going, fam? I love you, Grumpy. You're my bae. Me and Grumpy are dating. In my head for now. Upvotes, I don't care about that. Oh my gosh. Oh Jesus. Oh, good luck to you, fam. Okay. Where were we? I now have 7% of the total supply of ladies. I repeat, I now have 7% of the total supply of ladies on Solana. Gang war broke out between PS 118 and Third Street School. I would give it to Third Street School for multiple reasons. Trump has postponed tariff deadline from July 9th to August 1st. Should have been bullish for the markets. Has not been a good day for him. Clicking collection tab. VeVe had a strange glitch the other day where it was showing that we didn't have any of our collectibles. Some people were freaking out about that. I was like, guys, they'll fix it. People freak out about anything these days. Anyway, according to 10x research, over the past year, large holders of our Bitcoin whales have offloaded more than 500,000 Bitcoin, worth over 50 billion at current prices, Meanwhile, ETFs, treasury companies, and other institutions combined have absorbed nearly 900,000 tokens in the past year. These entities now hold about 4.8 million coins out of approximately 20 million Bitcoin in circulation. Toncoin partners with UAE starts offering 10-year golden visa to ton stakers. Kazakhstan plans to establish a Bitcoin crypto reserve. What we got here? Collection is empty. They put a warning in front of rush hour. That is like such a. I think it actually was PG-13 when it came out, but it's like 30 years. That's such a PG movie, and you have a warning. We all love our 90s buddy comedies, but this movie was created in a different time. For your information, certain depictions, language, and humor may seem outdated and at times offensive. Oh my God, this world is too soft. That is a good line. I'm going to save that line. Sorry, somebody sent me something. Ultraman returns in Ultraman Rising, a bold new chapter in the legendary saga. With kaiju threats looming and Earth hanging in the balance, new heroes rise, old powers awaken, and the fight for our planet enters a thrilling new era. On Thursday, 10 July at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Friend. Working right now. Issues. Again, VeVe literally has like, who's this one? Dynamite Comics. Find Lucifer. I don't even know what character this is, but she's half naked and she legit. Is that a decapitation? I don't know what that is, but it's awesome and I kind of want to read it. Pikachu stuff. There's lady stuff. Oh God, I have hiccups. For your service, cheers. Trump is planning for. There's a rumor. It's a rumor that Trump is planning for a 0% capital gains tax on all crypto investments in the U.S. But again, it's a rumor. One of one collectors. No, I went over that the other day. ETH is. You have Ash Crypto Real saying ETH is going to go to 10,000. VeVe Whale over on X says, I think it would be cool if VeVe can add a feature where I can see the total number of gems I put on the app without having to scroll through and add up 4 years of transactions. Or is that already a thing? I don't know if that's a thing or not. You might be able to do it because if you do it taxes every year, you should be able to find that pretty easily. UAE authority clarifies no golden visa issuance for crypto investors. Oh, okay. All right. That was a lie then for Toncoin. Shiro Nico says, it's official. Shiro is traversing through the blockchain portal to land on Solana using Chainlink technology. You'll be able to bridge this cat between ETH and Sol. Get ready, Solana. Shiro is just ramping up. Want more info? Check out Weekly Mew below. That's what they did with Hero, I think, over on Sunday, is yesterday. You can purchase on Solana, ETH, or Shibarium if you want to get some Shiro. Back in January. Spider-Man. Sony pauses Spider-Man spin-off universe. No movie canceled. Good, because Sony is... Honestly, I think any of us could do a better job at making a Spider-Man spin-off movie than Sony has, because they have been god-awful these last few years. Anyway. Tesla owners saying America's party will be focused on reducing debt, responsible spending only, modernize military with AI and robotics, pro-tech, accelerate to win in AI, less regulations across the board, but especially in energy, free speech, pro-natalist, I don't even know what that is, and centrist policies everywhere else. Are you down for this? I think that would be really cool. President Trump says new trade deals have been made and will raise tariffs on other countries by August 1st, although he announced a bunch of them today. The market went absolute to shit. Excuse my language. Solnick. Bitcoin records the highest weekly close in history, and I think that was a bit of the sell the news for a bunch of peeps, because what are they at today? Oh, all right. It's actually up a little bit. We were down to 107.5 before. We're up to 108.3 right now. And then Ethereum went down to 25.2 up to 25.5. They never went below 25. At least not the last couple of days. They did last week, but that was last week. Omar saying good evening. What's up, Omar? How's it going? Smart Buys. I think VeVe needs to start releasing books. Well, they've had the Ultraman books. That's like 180 something pages. Ebooks, maybe the big announcement. It better not be. if the big announcement is ebooks, it just that's not going to get people hyped. Like it probably should, because comics have been such a great idea, and books should be on the docket at some point, but that's just not really going to get people hyped. Just imagining though, I would like it at some point. I don't want that to be the big announcement. And I feel like we should really stop saying big announcement, because like, God forbid it's not. Like, God forbid it's like a license that no one's ever heard of, and it's like, okay, great, I'm gonna go kill myself now. I'm gonna go find a rope and a wobbly stool. Like, if the big announcement is a license that no one's ever heard of, I'm not gonna be here for a couple days. I'm gonna go out on a bender, and I'll be back a little worse for wear. But hopefully we get a. No, that's not the big announcement. Gabriel Druid says DEVVE needs to start getting the product out. For what they're doing, they need to take as much time as they need, and extra time even if they think they need it. This is not the type of thing you rush. This is the type of thing that you make sure the ducks are in a row. You make sure everything's good and copacetic. They have enough money. They have the funds. Roll it out when they need to. I wish it would be ready today. And I would love to see my DEVVE bags do like a 15x. And then when the product rolls, yeah, that DEVVE will do 100x in my opinion. But I don't think, well, 100x from here. I don't think that they should try to roll something out if it's not complete and then it's a mess. I don't want them to Cyberpunk 77 it, Cyberpunk 2069, whatever that was called. Whenever they are ready, do it, not a moment before. We just got to be patient. We might have to be patient for another 5 months. August, September, October, November, December. We might have to be patient for another 6 months. Now, granted, the actual, what's that was called, timeline roadmap will be available, I think, later this week. My bet is going to be on Thursday, maybe Friday. If it's not this week, then bruh. If it's not this week, then I'll just say end of July. But I think it will be this week. Through that, we should be able to get a better idea of, heck, all these people people are crazy. Trying to message me on Telegram. Anyway, let's continue on. Elon Musk calls Treasury Secretary Bessent a George Soros stooge who can't do math. Elon, why does Elon hate our bags? Why does he hate? Does he not want us Pories to be successful? However, he did say that his new America Party will embrace Bitcoin, saying fiat is hopeless. So good. I feel like I'm really hot. I feel like a Katy Perry song with him. Very hot and cold. All right, so this is the other thing. The DOJ and the FBI reached the conclusion that Jeffrey Epstein had no client list and that he took his own life. Didn't Elon Musk the other day say that like Trump was on the Epstein client list? How are these people saying like there was no Epstein client list? Fuck off. There's no like I will never be convinced of that. I don't know what shady backdoor deals had to happen for them to announce that, yeah, Jeffrey Epstein had no client list and he took his own life. No, that is clearly not what happened. Sorry I'm crashing out, but there's no way. When VeVe Bull Run, how many more months? Oh God. It could be, if you missed my Gary Vaynerchuk thing, go back like 20 minutes. It could start in August, or it could not be until February of next year. It might not happen this year. It might happen in 2026, Q1, I think, obviously, but I don't know. Crypto Cosmo the other day, we were talking. He said probably after summer. Yeah, I could picture that. I think that'd be cool for a nice. But again, like, what has to happen for that to go down? Like, you need Bitcoin to have a blow off top. You need ETH to have a blow off top, and then alt. Bitcoin hasn't had that blow off top yet. ETH is nowhere near. ETH is at has been the same price for like 4 years. It is, and interest rates are still not lowered. So I don't think we see a NFT bull run until either late Q4 or Q1 of next year. VeVe specifically, it could run before, it could run after, it could run parallel. I think a bunch of things have to happen though before it does. This is not gonna lie, the bull run starts 2026. I wouldn't be mad. More stacking time. It is possible. I don't see a NFT bull run happening while Bitcoin's, I don't want to say down here, it's at 107, 108. I don't see an NFT run happening while Ethereum is at like 2,500. I just don't see it. Do I see it happening when Bitcoin's at like 4,000? Yeah. I could see that. That since the Eric Trump curse, where he had said, "Yeah, now's a good time to buy Bitcoin at $3,000," and then immediately went to 1,300. I feel like that's just been. Maybe he needs to say like, "Hey guys, maybe we shouldn't stack Bitcoin." Then it goes crazy. By vampires, the Federal Reserve also didn't lower rates after the Balanced Budget Act of '97 for about a year, playing out similar to the internet, that censored bubble, but with crypto. Yeah, it's possible that we don't get. I mean, again, they have to though, because like everyone's calling for it. All the other countries are doing it. Powell just looks like a fucking retard up there, with just not had no idea what he's doing. And I think that's the worst part is that he knows what it will do for the economy. He just doesn't want to give Trump credit for it. So unfortunately, that is. I need until September to stack. VeVe or OMI? For certain VeVe NFTs, I don't know. There's a couple of NFTs that'll probably run really hard by then. For OMI, yeah, you probably have a good. For OMI, you probably have through September. And again, just based on what's happening here, I think Definity might run first. Because if DEVVE won't run until their exchange rolls out, which if the road like they could, if they announce who the partner is, even if they do that in Q3 and they do that in September, and it just does like a 10x from that, and we're at like $5, and I have like 300K, right? I'll take a good 10%, and I'll get, I can get another 150 million OMI, bring me up to like 400 million. Well, I'm at 270 now, and I think I'll get to 300 by September. So we'll see. OMI, 100 million. Yeah, I don't know what you have right now, but we probably have. Shit. We probably. Oh wow. Oh, let's go. My boy's new kitty. My boy's wife is pregnant. Woo. New kitty. Okay. Yeah, I think you'll have some time. Why don't you buy top tier stuff like AF15, MC1, Partner, Lambo? Well, I have 2 logos, and I have 2 AF15s. One's a common, and one's ultra rare. But the ultra rare I gave to daCAT. They don't have KYB yet, so it's just in my account, but it is theirs. And I do have 2 partners, and one is for daCAT. They are 2 digits, or I'm sorry, they are 3 digits. I have 2 3-digit partners. But yeah, I have 2 logos. They're both mine. 2 partners. One is daCAT's, one is mine. And I have 2 AF15s. The ultra rares is theirs. The common is mine. So I do have a couple of different cool things. MC1, there's just so many of them. And Mr. MC1 has like a claim to that. AF15s I do really like because there's only 10,000 of them. It's, I think, one of the best comics on, probably one of the best, if not the best comic on the app. And yeah, but again, the secret rare is like $6,000. And it's just I don't see a big. You'll have a nice ROI from that, but the ROI for OMI will be, I think, much better than most. However, that being said, I do think that collectibles rise before OMI. So that's why I kind of diversified a little bit, and I got a second logo, and I got 2 partner statues, and I got the AF-15. So I do have some ones that are okay. And again, the partner statues I do have are 3-digit mints, which it does carry a little bit of a premium, just not a crazy amount. All right, anyway, let's get to some of the rest of the news. Elon Musk says fiat is hopeless. So yep, they'll embrace the Bitcoin. The Rabbids yesterday is so strange. So they send, because I bought a Rabbid in the time in which said we're reaching out with an important update regarding Rabbid's digital collectible drop. The original item descriptions mistakenly stated that these collectibles were animated. To clarify, the release does not include animation features. Updated the product descriptions in both VeVe app and our blog to reflect this accurately. Understand this may have caused some confusion, and we're actively reviewing our internal processes to help ensure that it does not happen again. If you purchase a Rabbit's collectible directly from the VeVe store and would like a refund, our support team is here to help. To be eligible, please submit your refund request by 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on July 31st. President Trump threatens additional 10% tariff on any country aligning themselves with the anti-American policies of BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. There will be no exceptions to this policy. Congratulations to Mr. Squeebs on picking up his 13th, 14th, and 15th Marvel comics. I think he paid like $800 for that, or so. He paid a small amount for it for all of them. They had a very good deal, so good for him. Good for him. I mean, you invest in top money on OMI, but maybe you can get some top tier secret rares. The ROI is probably going to be better for like if you're talking about MC1, probably or any comic or any collectible, probably going to be better for the common version over the secret rare. That's what happened last time with Spider-Man, Storm, Deadpool. We didn't have Wolverine, but we had like the common version just outperformed. Like if the secret rare did like a 4x, the common did like a 10x. It went nuts. But AF-15, again, it's like, one, it's hella expensive, and two, it's very illiquid. AF-15 commons you could sell all day because there's so many buyers at $150. AF-15 commons you could sell all day. AF-15 secret rares, maybe like one a month, because that's a big purchase. And if you sell, and also you have that 8.5% sell fee, and God forbid you want to sell it on the app at an additional 10% on that. Yeah, I think that the commons are probably the way to go, or maybe the rares. The rares are good too. Let me check out the AF-15s here, because I haven't checked it in a little bit, and I have next to no money. but we gotta check Amazing Fantasy here. Where are they? Where are you? And I'm so sorry. Cannot breathe. I cannot sleep tonight. Yeah, 157 for the common. Uncommon was like $89 the other day. It's 112 now. Rare is 142. Ultra rare. I got the ultra rare when it was at 350. It's 575 now. And yeah, secret rare is 58.88. It's just a lot of money. The rares and ultra rares that hit or miss because the artworks are exclusive to VeVe, which I think will be really cool for a lot of people. Some might not care. Some might not like it. There's a lot, like, was there 6,000 commons? And the rares are quite a bit scarcer, both in rarity and scarcity. One, it's rarer because there's a lot less mints, and there's 39 commons for Amazing Fantasy 15 and only 9 rares. So again, it just has that level of scarcity as well. Granted, there's 2 of them down here. So the floor is 142, 145, 178, 222. And I feel like if you go in and spend 280, 380, like $450. So you can get 3 of these for four. You can get 3 of the rares. What was that 380? I'm sorry, 280, 380, like 450, right? $450 for the bottom 3. That doesn't even get you an ultra rare. So you're probably good to get that. And now suddenly you spend that money. Now it's $220 for a rare. Where if you do that for a common, 300, 460, you could spend $460, 470, and the price only goes up to 163. Okay, what happens if you spend that one? Okay, well then it goes up to 169, then 169.99. So again, there's not as much room for that spike up because there's 39 of them out there as opposed to the rare's 9. But again, the rare or the common cover, like which one would you rather have? Like the rare or like the common full of color or the uncommon? There's not a lot of color. Or I'm sorry, the rare. It's not a lot of color. I think the rare. It's hard. I think the common will outperform, but either way, you're getting an AF-15. It's going to do well. I'd like to get another ultra rare, but again, when you spend $350 on yours, and then it goes 5, it's hard to buy at $575 when the first one you got was at $350. It's like kind of hard. Danala. Oh, Danala, what's going on? Thank you for reposting the stream. Appreciate it. And let me do partners here real quick before I get to the rest of the news. 46 of them out there, 1,025. I paid about 1,000-ish, maybe 1,100 for both of my 3 digits. You can get a number 376 for $1,350, and then you pay $6,000 for number 85, and then 563. Hold on 1 second. 0.00018. Yeah, it's $1,000 if you pay an OMI as well. There's no real discount. If there was something where it was like 4 million OMI, you know what? I'd do it. But granted, 4 million OMI right now is only 720. It's not. Yeah, there's no way. Maybe 4.5 million is 810. I don't know. I mean, it's a partner stature. They're good anyway, regardless of what mint number you get. But thank you. And then I do want to check the gold logo and see what that's at. I think the lowest on that is 4,500. 18 in the market. Who's the first one here? Yeah, 45.95. And then for OMI, it's I don't have the funds for it right now, or I do, but I just don't want to spend it on the third logo. If I didn't have any yet and I had the funds, I'd absolutely, but I already have 2. I don't know if I really need it right now. Musk, cool beans. And then let's do a couple while we're here. Let's do Todd, and let's see what he's at. I think he was at 350 the other day, 349. This is 345 right now, so pretty much the same. And then 1.62 million, 180 plus 100. Yeah, so it's like actually you can get it for like $50 cheaper if you pay an OMI. And I don't think there's any. Yeah, number 28 for like 5,200. But you get a bit of a discount on a Todd if you pay an OMI, 1.62 million. And then let's do Reso. There's 11 in the market. I'm going to say 666, 629. And what is 316 times 0.00? 580-ish if you want to go in and save like $49 and pay an OMI, which is fine. It's fine. And then one last. I want to do Grogu, and then we'll go back to the rest of the news. Where's Grogu? Secret rare. I think he was down to 199 the other day for a secret rare, which I think is very, very low. 225 now. And for, I'm not seeing, every now and then they go in and they only show the prices for OMI, and they only show the prices in gems and they don't show the prices in OMI. So I have to like reset. Actually, you can get one for like $185 if you pay an OMI as opposed to 220. So you save like $40. So OMI is really good for those discounts. Anyway, let's continue on with the news. Oh, my back. Typhoon Dana batters Taiwan. 2 dead, 330 injured. Typhoon Dana slammed Taiwan's west coast with a record of 220 km/h winds. Heavy rain, killing 2, injuring 330. Over 500,000 homes lost power. Hundreds of flights were canceled and high-speed rail was disrupted. President Lai called it rare and dangerous storm, urging preparation as Dana's heads towards China. This guy named D-Tribes over on X completed his 650th set with 2 secret rares. One's AF, not AF, it's Fantastic Four #1 and Ultimate Fallout #4. Oh, these are such good comics. Dude got it. Dude got that bread. John Dewey says, hey, Randy, yo, what up, fam? What up? How's everyone doing? Hope you're all doing great. Pull out some of the memes I get. You put on a silly hat at the store, wait for your friend to notice. Tariff deals dropped Monday at noon. That was, President Trump says, I'm pleased to announce the United States tariff letters and or deals at various countries from around the world will be delivered starting 12 p.m. This is earlier today, and we'll go over that when we get to it. Watching you from the man cave in the basement after a long day with a doobie. My man. You get that, Brad girl. Tell me something, girl. Are you happy in this modern world? Elon Musk says new political party will support Bitcoin, saying fiat is hopeless. Friend was playing Pokemon Go, and Charmander was in a very, very interesting place. On this day, 8 years ago, my friend Lilith came to come visit me in the U.S. She is from Austria. We are in the gym. Good times. Also, on this day, 2 years ago, I interviewed Miss El Salvador. And a friend was making fun of me, saying, can't believe Randy is speaking Star Wars with a Miss Universe contestant, saying that I was, I get like one of the most beautiful women in the world on my stream. I was like, and I asked her about Star Wars, which I thought was great. Also on this day, X amount of years ago, we had Stan say, Randy, can I buy the Dragon Ball Z shirt off of your back as an autograph? And then he says, I want it unwashed. That was a very proud. It was then I knew I had made it. When people want my unwashed clothes. Sale alert: 1 of 39 special edition Maserati digital collectible on VeVe had sold for $1,000. There's no way. There's no way that was just $1,000. Hold on. Maserati. Give me 1 sec. I took a picture of that, and oh, it's my turn. Oh God, Disney Pinnacle. I'm turning the key. Keys. Available? No. I don't. No, I missed it. It was unlocked already. What is this bull dinky? Oh, it was my turn, and then it. Oh, did I miss it? I have to text Yo Steph. Text her be like, that was so fast. Somebody got it over there. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, Maserati. There's no way that only sold for 1,000. It was the special edition. Okay, I guess it did. I guess it sold for $1,000. So 1 of 39. Yeah, that's insane. I thought Steph is like, bro, what the fudge? I was like, yeah. I was like, I didn't even get a chance to try. Like, they notified me it was my turn at 9:07, and I get there at 9:08, and it's gone. I think they. Uh, 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 I'm so sad. It's like I just got off work. I was like, uh, uh. Okay. Anyway, I could have sworn this Maserati would have sold for more than 1,000, but it sold for 1,000. So cool sales. Metaplanet just bought 2,205 Bitcoin worth $240 million. They now hold $1.69 billion worth of Bitcoin. I think that is very bullish. The cat token is king again of Memezilla. Love that they get voted #1 almost every day. Oh, shout out to It's Frank or Frank Lambique saying the final seat is dropping today. Seat number 16 is going live with Randy Chavez, all dolled up, featuring Solnick. And he had 50,000 followers over on X, or 54,000 followers over on X. So very proud to get a shout out from him. Flash flooding slams North Carolina Mall as Chantale drenches state. Video shows Eastgate Shopping Center in Chapel Hill underwater as tropical depression Chantal unleashes torrential rain. Oh, that sounds awful. Breaking Hawaii wildfire mandatory evacuations in Maui as Oahu blaze rages. Bro, why are there so many of these like things going on here? That is wild. Mr. Ben Rose says they laugh at digital assets. Meanwhile, BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, and others now hold $7.4 billion in tokenized treasury and money market funds, up 80% this year. McKinsey sees a $2 trillion plus future. The smart money isn't mocking, it's building. Shout out to Mr. Ben Rose for being informed. Digital asset products saw 1 billion in inflows this week, pushing assets under management to a record 188 billion and marking the 12th straight week of inflows. CoreWeave to acquire Core Scientific in a $9 billion deal, and Bit Digital swaps entire treasury into Ethereum, says it's now a top public ETH holder after a $173 million splurge. Damn. What's up, Connor? Ryan Kevin says the Lambos dropping on Wilder World look legit. Ooh, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Good for that. Suye says, mark your agenda, VeVe fam. We have a VeVe official meetup in Amsterdam, 31 August, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. People come in from the UK, Germany, Belgium, and maybe more. Some of the VeVe team is here on Zoom. Bites drinks from us and some secret rare alpha. Meet the London police team and more. Awesome. Love them. They're pretty great. Kaki Gaijin is 130 NFTs away from the big 1,000. Good for him. 2 day. Okay. DEVVE exchange. Give me 1 second here. Oh gosh. My body. DEVVE exchange has 2 day settlement times for a stock trade. Prehistoric. Same day. Okay. Better. But why wait? With DEVVE exchange, we've patented mathematically instantaneous settlement, or MIS, and contingent transaction sets, CTS, meaning your trades can be executed and settled as fast as you can blink. That's what the future of finance looks like. We are building it. Link down below to the DEVVE exchange, and you'll want to go on there soon. Good times. Global money supply is now growing at 9%. Global M2 money supply now growing at 9% year over year. This has only happened 4 times since 2016. And in 2016, Bitcoin pumped 696%. In 2017, Bitcoin pumped 164%. In 2020, Bitcoin pumped 696%. Ash Crypto Real says you are not bullish enough. U.S. government drops appeal in Tornado Cash lawsuit. President Trump to impose 25% tariff on Japan and South Korea. It's like he's saying, F your portfolio in the worst way. Also, the U.S. government deposited $218,000 worth of ETH to Coinbase, and people were making it out to be a big deal. It was like, guys, that is less than $250,000. That is nothing. Most likely that was to liquidate into fiat. This follows a $10 test transfer and aligns with standard practices for handling forfeited crypto assets, potentially for victim compensation or treasury funds. No official reason was stated, but the ETH pressure was likely short-term. DB Crypto says digital collectibles will easily 100x. And Gary Vaynerchuk says the 1% that create actual demand because people want the art or fall in love with the characters. And that's what we're building at daCAT, characters. Good time. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse to testify before Senate on crypto legislation. Very good. Very good. U.S. announces 30% tariff on South Africa and 25% tariff on Malaysia and Kazakhstan. Why? I have no idea, but that is what they do. Oh, shout out to Moon Talk Listing. Moon Talk Listing, which has a 46,500 followers over on X. They had given a shout out to Crappy Bird, saying there's $216,000 in sales today in volume and a $2.8 million market cap. Love Crappy Bird. I was listening on Moon Talk. Oh, my back. It burns. The real Aria X says Ethereum is dying and Solana is taking over. It's really common sense if you think about it, saying, do you want to pay cheaper fees for a faster transaction or more money for a slower transaction? He's calling on the Shane Isaac from Earth 2 to move Essence from Earth to ETH to Solana. I'm not sure if Aria X knows how much of a pain in the balls it is to go in and migrate something from one chain to another when you've already built it on that blockchain. And especially because the liquidity, which there's next to no liquidity on ETH anyway, for Earth 2's Essence token, it's a big pain in the butt. And Solana goes down every now and then, and ETH does not. And you have a lot of scams on Solana, and I feel like they might get kind of Earth 2 had enough scam tubers back in the day trying to say Earth 2 was a scam, and obviously they were wrong. Obviously they were dead wrong. I don't believe in moving chains all willy-nilly. If they wanted to bridge some of it and create a new liquidity pool on Solana, cool. But because the infrastructure is already built, nobody's ever going to do that. But we still love the real Aria X. He's a cool dude. Phantom, all right, DMC. I posted about that. Posted about summer 2025. Oh, and compare market cap. 31,500 followers over on X. Had said Crappy is now listed on Compare Market Cap as well. Check Crappy Bird website, their X and their Telegram. So Crappy Bird really getting out in that bread today. United States announces tariffs on the following countries: 35% on Bangladesh, 36% on Cambodia, 32% on Indonesia, 36% on Thailand, 30% on Bosnia, 25% on Tunisia, and 35% on Serbia. Why? I guess they haven't given good deals yet. The good deals that they've announced have been great. I'm very excited that the U.S. is doing a bunch of deals with people that are willing to negotiate, but the people or countries that are not willing to negotiate are getting wrecked, and I don't think that's good for them. There was a massive shooting on the 4th of July weekend in Philadelphia that was recorded on a Ring camera. Philadelphia used to be awesome. Philadelphia 10 years ago used to be like, let's go to Philly this weekend. When I was stationed at McGuire Air Force Base, it was great. Nowadays, I would not step foot in Philly. I did SUI, date market calendar, October. Pokemon had posted in October, Illuminati City awaits you. And it is with their this guy and his Lucario. I thought that was really cool. Courtney Ryan says, do you guys remember what the very last drop in which we got our finger tap on at 10 a.m. or whatever? It was the Luke secret or the Luke drop, and Courtney Ryan's got a secret rare that day. It's the reason I remember so clearly, number 61. It also happens to be my best collectible. What is your best collectible? I put out the gold logo. It was a comic. It could be the AF-15. That is hysterical. U.S. offers EU 10% tariffs, trade deal, Politico reports. I read that before. It's bunny. Okay. All right. I think that was it for the news over there. I'll go over and talk about what's happening on X, and then we'll end it. because it's been an hour 20. Qatar Airways Starlink Wi-Fi breaks 120 megabytes per second, redefines air travel. That is amazing. Is that dude naked? What the heck? I don't. Okay, that is wild. That dude is straight up naked in there. Okay, all right. People are weird. And Josh Mandel says they say that Mussolini made the trains run on time. Today, nothing stops this train. Is Lynn Alden, modern Mussolini? Who's Lynn Alden? Founder of Lynn Alden Investment Strategy, Blended Finance, Engineering. Oh my God! All right, Josh Mandel is, and not the Josh Mandel that's the former Ohio State Treasurer. The Josh Mandel that is people claim as a time traveler. I don't know who this Lynn Alden is. I don't know if he's trolling, but damn. Elon Musk says AI video generation is advancing at the speed of light. Based Fish Mafia says, let's go. Terrible says, you no longer need to work. What do you do with your free time? Oh, I mean, you could give me $100 million right now. I'd still have to be writing the daCAT comics and all that. Granted, I'd probably be doing that on a beach somewhere, but yeah, my life wouldn't really. I'd still have to write in my free time. Maybe I'd play a little more video games, but I'd buy a bunch of crypto and that's about it. Terrible says, do you believe AG Pam Bondi should resign over the Epstein debacle? Agreed. I think she should. What is discipline? I don't care about that. We'll never know. I know, right? Officer Cold Chillins talking about Blackpink. This dude put a Blackpink collectible next to the Voltron guys on VeVe. Thought that was fun. What else is crypto Twitter talking about? Donated 10x more to Republican Senate nomination. I don't care about that. Quack Life. I've heard a lot about Quack Life. I've had one conversation with them. They're very, very early stage beginning, but they do kind of run in some of the same circles. You see DigiJoints there. It says I'm hopping in right now. DigiJoints has a comic that'll be in the daCAT universe. It'll be on VeVe, so that'll be really cool. Maybe I'll do something with Quack Life at some point. DigiJoints is very much into the meme tokens. Good for them. What we got here? Chuck and Hanks says, Randy, hope your back's feeling better. It is not. Have you tried I have, and the inversion table unfortunately makes it feel worse. Hanging on the pull-up bar though, I do pull-ups. I do probably a good like 60 pull-ups a day. And I know like for like a workout, that's not a lot, but just for like not working out, just like just to help my back, it does that. Oh my God. Nobu is crazy. Episode 5. Who is Linghouse? Only 1,400 followers. Don't care that much. Hungary slams von der Leyen's Pfizer Gate speech as cover up in real time. Oh, they are not happy about that. Nike the Pig talking to Charles Hoskins and saying, what do you guys think about a digital asset treasury for ADA, the top 50 Cardano native assets, and Midnight? I feel like you should have more than just Cardano native assets. But that is him. Dubai has flying car washers because touching your own vehicle is that is insane. Only Dubai would someone look at a perfectly good car wash and think it needs more drones. That is wild. Why go to a car wash when you could have a drone do it? That is bananas. That's so cool. I don't think that was needed, but they're doing it. They're doing it. Trump confirms the U.S. will send more weapons to Ukraine. Come on. I thought we were done. Can't we end this freaking thing? Okay, whatever. God damn it. Scott Jennings says Elon wants to save the country from going bankrupt. Agreed. Elon drops the hammer on the two-party cartel. Being wrong. Robot. Oh God. Too many robots. Rhonda Patrick says, exercise and diet beat drugs for better glucose control. A new 20-year follow-up from the Diabetes Prevention Program, or the DPP, that revealed that a healthy lifestyle significantly outperformed the diabetes drug metformin. Participants who followed an intensive diet and exercise plan saw a 24% lower risk of developing diabetes compared to just a 17% reduction in those taking metformin. They also stayed diabetes-free longer, 3.5 years versus 2.5 years for metformin users. What's especially powerful is the lifestyle intervention lasted only 3 years, nearly 2 decades ago, yet its protective effects continue today. Good habits create lasting change that drugs alone cannot match. I love her. I want to get her over on. And you know what I want to do? Have a spa day, like spa day for dogs. Spa day for dogs is so freaking cool. And it's always with Shiba Inus too. They do it like, I don't know why they stay so still for that. I guess it feels really good, right? Getting the ears done. Like, this looks so calming and so zen. I would totally have someone do this to me. If I'm in like a sensory deprivation tank and this happens, oh god, that'd be amazing. Jake Geigun says the richest men in the world are 75% entrepreneurs, 15% investors, 7% athletes, 3% artists, 0% employees. Saying nobody gets rich with a salary. It's the greatest scam ever. I feel like that's the start, though, right? Like, I would much rather be in a salaried position making 400 grand a year than work for myself and make like 80 grand a year. And with that, you can invest in a lot more. But I feel like shitting on the working man is not a great way to. Damn, Jake Geigen having the almost 400,000 followers though. Wow. Elon's party says the disruption we desperately need. Going to Legends. All right, let me go to my For You page and not who I'm just following. Oh my God, what is that? Oh, hell no. Is that guarantee that's in Australia? An Australian tarantula hawk wasp dragging off a huntsman spider to lay her eggs on his paralyzed body. When the egg hatches, the larva consumes the paralyzed spider from inside out. Jesus, man. Leaving the vital organs until last to keep the paralyzed male alive for as long as possible. Bro, that is just like, why do people live in Australia, bro? Solana Wolfpack saying earn Solana just by supporting the pack, complete raids, stack XP, and get rewarded. Really heckin' cool. I don't have any of the token, but I have I wrote their comic. Evolve says, I'm so curious, why do people hate on VeVe Official still? I honestly believe they're here for a very long time. I had my doubts, but I always learn more to be bullish when I reevaluate. Very nice. Dude, the amount of videos that I don't want to say AI is putting out, but people are putting out with the help of AI. And some of it is really cool. Some of it is pretty dope. I like that stuff. It's a free option. Yes, no charge for coming on. It's possible. Oh, can I get him on the 21st? Would the 21st of July work? Please check DM. Okay, sorry. Let me go back to this. Okay. Terrible says, today we found out there is no Epstein list. Yeah, right. The U.S. will continue to provide weapons to Ukraine. Trump is considering granting amnesty to illegals. What the fuck? Sorry. It's wild. $600 steps with the donkey. Goddamn. Pokemon says Mewtwo is striking back with a vengeance. Ooh, Mewtwo strikes. That's a reference to the first movie. And oh damn, he'd be going hard in that GIF. Gary O at 1234 CA3 on X says the green comic side of VeVe. Sleeping Giant. I see certain people stacking these. All I can say is smart. Only 40 secret rares. This is Amazing Spider-Man, or the 8 Deaths of Spider-Man. Ultimate Spider-Man number 18. 199. Good for them. What just ruined? No. Sean Gunn on the new Superman movie says it is about how we support immigrants, and if you don't like it, you're not an American. Come on, Kirk. Damn. Well, I mean, I guess Superman's technically an immigrant. He's an alien. We'll see. We'll see. Commons Crypto says, would you consider Mint 1977 in a Star Wars digital collectible collection on VeVe Official be a true one of one? Yeah. 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 Would you consider? Okay, that was in Comics and Crypto. All right, Josh Mandel says, I'm the absolute biggest fan of Lynn Alden Contact. I've often wondered if she even saw my edgier posts, like the one where I posted a pretty good likeness of her holding up the tip of a marijuana plant in a grow room. Nothing tops this train. Nothing tops this strain. She didn't block me. One day I will find out if she ever smiled at one of those. That's hysterical. Charles God. Terrible says, I'm here to tell you without a doubt that Epstein totally killed himself. The FBI. Crypto T says, feels like everyone gave up on alt season. We must be close. A few months away, probably. I don't even know who Crypto T is, but I think she's got. Nope, that's terrible. Crypto T is 177,000 followers. Okay, it's been 90 minutes. I'm bringing this. O'Milly says, I'm bringing this guy to homie court. This is friendship abuse. Says, I just finished hosting a 2-hour space where I talk the whole time. I don't want to have a phone call right after. I'll tell him. Real streamers can talk for several hours and still make time for their homies. GG. Now, do I want to be mean to O'Milly? Do I want to be mean? Can we be mean today? Should I not? I don't need the headache. I'm not gonna. Just call him a pussy and get it over with. I'll be like, get good, scrub. I don't want to be. I feel. Are you really friends if you're not mean? I've never really met O'Milly. Should I say GG, scrub? I'll just say GG. All right. Anyway, guys, that'll be it for me. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm, and go follow O'Milly because he's funny. I'll catch you all later. Everyone say bye to Dashi. Bye bye, Dashi. I have to write. I haven't done any writing today. I've been busy. All right. I love you guys.